Welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Sharice and I help Black men and women heal from trauma and toxic relationships. This video is based on one of my favorite self-help books, Women Who Love Too Much. So this video is for you if you are like Keke Palmer and you are attracted to men who are emotionally unavailable, addicted to drugs or something else, and you keep hoping that he's gonna change. So just for some context, if you don't know already, Keke Palmer recently put out a restraining order against her boyfriend and the father of her child. There was a whole debacle a few weeks ago, where he chastised her and embarrassed her on social media because of what she was wearing. He did not approve of. And lots of people came to her defense because it was very inappropriate for a man, the person that you're with, to be coming to a public forum in an attempt to shame you, to get you to do what he wants you to do. In my eyes, this was definitely indicative of something else, but like in so many things, when it comes to social media, when it comes to other people's lives and relationship, you never know what's going on. For a lot of people who aren't in the public eye, you may never really know what's happening, but when you have things like this happening, you can take a good guess, an educated guess, that there is some chaos happening under the surface, behind closed doors. So my first point for Keke and for you, if you find yourself in a relationship like this or have a history of relationships like this, is about denial, right? Denial is the thing that keeps this sort of relationship going because you are in denial. Keke, long before she got into an exclusive relationship with this man, saw the red flags, okay? Or maybe they bulldoze so fast, because often what happens in relationships like this is the man piles on positive, right? This is the love bombing. He piles on all of this positive, and I'm going to take care of you. And look, I'm in tune with you. I'm here to help you, anticipate your needs. All of that happening so soon, so early in the relationship, is a red flag. Why are they giving so much without knowing you? Because it also says that they don't really value themselves if they're willing to give without knowing if this is something that's going to be reciprocated. So in the beginning, Keke was fine with ignoring the red flags, maybe thinking that, hey, once we get into a serious relationship, hey, once we become exclusive, hey, once we have a child, things would get better. But that is rarely how these things happen. I want to say like less than 1% of the time that a man is just going to be inspired by the love from you or the beauty of a child or the miracle of childbirth, that then he's going to be inspired to become a better person. That is not how these things often go. And then the denial of putting on a front, especially when you think about celebrities putting on a front, I think Jane and Will taught us this very clearly. People are good at pretending. People are good at lying to themselves, so they're definitely good at lying to you. For Keke, getting out of denial means admitting that she was looking for something superficial. I don't know if you've ever seen the clips of her and Steve Harvey when she was on his show and he was trying to give her advice on dating and relationships, and she just was not having anything this man was saying. I know Steve has some, controversial opinions on relationships, but the types of relationships that he is recommending are sort of more traditional, and it's where the men are the breadwinner and the provider, because it's often rare that a man who has less money than a woman is going to feel secure enough to be actually helpful in the relationship. So Steve has seen enough to be able to give Keke advice. She was clearly saying, all I want is someone who's going to give good conversation to me and be nice to me. So perhaps some low standards in what she was expecting from a man, especially at the level that she's at. But she did not have the belief that she could have someone who was just like her, with money and in good kindness, because she herself has low self-esteem. This is the only way these relationship works. This is like math. You do not stay in a relationship, right? A serious long-term relationship. If you have been dating a man 3 months or more and he has been ill-treating you, you have low self-esteem. Getting out of denial for Keke also means admitting that she did not have the tools or the information to navigate relationships well. And this can be something from her past, and be something from her mom, because her mom then came out on social media very aggressively chastising the brother of Keke's ex-boyfriend, I guess at this point. And I'm like, Mom, what did you teach this girl? Because the way you're coming at it on social media is also not helpful, really not helpful. I get the defending part, but all of that is not helpful. Because the third part of getting out of denial is admitting the role you played in this. There is never an innocent party. This is not like you were walking on the side of the road and you got mugged, right? From a stranger, nobody who knew you, and you didn't even have anything. Like they just knocked you out and they didn't even get anything. This is not one of those situations. There is a cycle in abusive relationships where both people must be toxic in order for the abusive relationship to be maintained. Keke coming to this point after 2 years or more of being with this man and saying, especially when it's in the public, Oh, I think you wake up real quick because it's so embarrassing. So many people know that you are subjecting yourself to this. You played a part in it, and you have to admit what you did, the toxic things you did, the terrible things that you said that helped fuel this going on. I'm not saying that Keke deserved bad treatment. The person who's like the victim, there's really no victim in this, but the person who ends up being like the victim is not as aggressive or as toxic as the other person who we view as the perpetrator, right? Her boyfriend we view as the perpetrator. But I'm telling you, Keke has done and said some things to this man that you probably would be shocked and disturbed to hear. My number 2 point is Keke has to go for help. And I don't know if someone has pulled her aside and said, you cannot keep doing this. You are in the public eye. You are a positive role model and representation. You're going to want to have more jobs in the future. This man could end your life, right? When it gets to the point of being physically abusive, right? I was in an abusive relationship, but it never was physical. But the level of pain that each person is feeling is manifested in the severity, the intensity of the relationship, right? So the point of getting physical is a sign of really low self-esteem for both of them, insecurity for both of them, but at a severe level, right? If this relationship lasted 10 years, you could think even harder, like this was like y'all really didn't like yourselves. You all stayed in this relationship to continue being punished, self-sabotaging yourself. 2 years, Keke getting out. I mean, it takes on average women to leave 7 times before they leave for good. We don't know the next person she's going to pick. And hopefully she goes for help, a spiritual coach, a therapist, an elder who is going to give her some insights into looking deep within and healing the wounds inside so that she can remove barriers to real love. Like real love, like the Bible says, is kind, is patient, it's giving. It's so loving. It inspires. It helps you be a better person. All this other stuff is not real love. And my number 3 tip for Keke and for you, if you found yourself in a relationship like this, is to make love to yourself first. And I'm not talking sexual. I'm talking in the ways of prioritizing yourself, being selfish, taking yourself on dates, like really valuing and romanticizing your life. It could mean that you dive into spirituality or deeper into spirituality because you need to have a spiritual routine in your life that allows yourself to give yourself grace. You need to learn how to forgive yourself because we all have done things that are not that good, right? Are you still beating yourself up for that? Because often people pick relationships where they can continue being beat up on because that's how they view themselves, that's how they feel about themselves. You are gonna have to do the hard work. Shine the light in the dark places. Be kind to yourself, right? Love on yourself. It's an action word. You require it from other people, also require it from yourself. It may mean saying no to other people and yes to yourself. This is by no means easy work. Changing who you are, becoming a better person is a lifelong journey. It never really ends, but I promise you, you can get to a place of peace and you can find a relationship that is so beautiful, right? That makes you feel so good inside. That is happy most of the time. I'm telling you, you can find joy and happiness and peace. You can most of the time. Not that life is not gonna happen, but that you are prepared for life's difficulties and challenges. You can find other videos on my channel about women who love too much. I did a book summary. I talk about chapter 10, which has all the steps listed out. And I have other videos on how to cultivate joy in your life, a playlist on how to feel better about yourself. And then I have lots of videos on solo travel and dating myself, becoming the version of myself who I am today, which I'm calling, I think, peace level 30,000. I love my life. I used to be in an abusive relationship. Right now, love my life. Things are always working out for me, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with someone you think it may help.